Welcome to Pixel Quest. Today, we're counting down the top 20 best PC games every gamer needs to play. From epic open-world adventures and unforgettable stories to intense action and legendary classics, these games have earned their place among the greatest of all time. Stay tuned to see if your favorite game made the list, and you might even discover your next gaming obsession. Let's jump right into the countdown. 20. Metro Exodus. Metro Exodus is a game that proves graphics alone don't make a masterpiece. Atmosphere, storytelling, and immersion are what truly matter. Released in 2019 by 4A Games, this post-apocalyptic adventure takes players beyond the dark tunnels of Moscow and into a devastated but beautiful world filled with danger, mystery, and hope. You step into the shoes of Artyom, a survivor searching for a better future while traveling across Russia aboard a steam locomotive known as the Aurora. What makes Metro Exodus stand out is the way it blends survival mechanics with intense gunfights and emotional storytelling. Every bullet feels valuable, every resource matters, and every journey into the wilderness feels unpredictable. The game features dynamic weather, day and night cycles, realistic weapon customization, and some of the most immersive environments ever seen in a first-person game. But beyond the action, Metro Exodus tells a powerful story about family, sacrifice, and the human desire to find hope even when the world has fallen apart. It's not just a game you play, it's a journey you experience, and that's why Metro Exodus earns the number 20 spot on our list. 19. Kingdom Come: Deliverance. Kingdom Come: Deliverance is a rare RPG that throws away fantasy and instead delivers a brutally realistic medieval experience that feels grounded, raw, and deeply immersive. Developed by Warhorse Studios and released in 2018, the game places you in the role of Henry, a blacksmith's son whose life is destroyed when his village is attacked, pushing him into a journey of survival, revenge, and honor in the Holy Roman Empire. Unlike typical RPGs, there are no magic spells or mythical creatures here, only authentic sword combat, realistic survival systems, and historically inspired storytelling. Every fight is difficult and requires timing, skill, and patience, making victory feel truly earned. The world reacts to your choices, whether you choose to act as a noble warrior or a reckless outlaw. From detailed villages to dense forests and political conflicts, everything feels alive and believable. Kingdom Come: Deliverance stands out because it doesn't try to be powerful through fantasy, it becomes powerful through realism, making every moment feel personal, intense, and unforgettable. 18. Forza Horizon 5. Forza Horizon 5 is one of the most visually stunning and fun open-world racing games ever created, developed by Playground Games and released in 2021. Set in a beautifully recreated Mexico, the game offers an enormous playground filled with deserts, jungles, cities, beaches, and volcanoes, all seamlessly connected for high-speed exploration. Unlike traditional racing games, Forza Horizon 5 focuses on freedom, allowing players to drive hundreds of real-world cars across a dynamic world filled with events, challenges, and seasonal changes. The driving physics strike a perfect balance between realism and arcade fun, making it accessible for newcomers while still rewarding skilled players. The game constantly evolves with festivals, online multiplayer races, and community events that keep the experience fresh. Visually, it pushes the limits of modern PC gaming with lifelike lighting, weather effects, and detailed environments. Forza Horizon 5 isn't just about racing, it's about the pure joy of driving, freedom, and experiencing one of the most beautiful digital worlds ever created. Table. 17. Resident Evil 4 Remake. Resident Evil 4 Remake takes one of the most iconic survival horror games ever made and transforms it into a modern masterpiece without losing its original soul. Developed by Capcom and released in 2023, the game follows Leon S. Kennedy as he ventures into a mysterious European village to rescue the president's daughter, only to discover a terrifying outbreak that turns the locals into deadly, infected enemies. What makes the remake special is how it enhances every aspect of the original with modern graphics, improved controls, and deeper storytelling, while maintaining the intense atmosphere and tension that defined the classic. Every encounter feels dangerous, every resource is limited, and every decision could mean life or death. The combat is smooth, brutal, and satisfying, combining shooting, melee attacks, and strategic resource management. The dark environments, unsettling sound design, and unpredictable enemies create constant suspense. Resident Evil 4 Remake is not just a nostalgic return, it's a perfected version of a legendary game that proves why it remains one of the greatest survival horror experiences of all time. One of the most beautiful digital worlds ever created. Table. 16. Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal is pure chaos in the best possible way, delivering one of the fastest, most intense, and most adrenaline-fueled first-person shooter experiences ever created. Developed by ID Software and released in 2020, the game puts you in the armor of the Doom Slayer, an unstoppable force of destruction sent to eliminate the demon invasion threatening Earth and beyond. Unlike traditional shooters, Doom Eternal forces players to stay aggressive at all times. Standing still means death. Every battle is a brutal dance of movement, switching weapons, and executing enemies with perfectly timed glory kills to regain health, armor, and ammo. The level design is vertical, fast-paced, and filled with secrets, while the soundtrack drives the intensity to extreme levels. The game rewards skill, precision, and speed, creating a combat loop that feels incredibly satisfying. Doom Eternal is not about fear, it's about power, control, and domination, making every moment feel like an epic battle where you are the storm. 15. Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut. Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut is a breathtaking action-adventure game that combines cinematic storytelling with some of the most beautiful visuals ever seen in gaming. Developed by Sucker Punch Productions and released for PC in its enhanced form, the game follows Jin Sakai, a samurai who must abandon traditional honor to protect his homeland during the Mongol invasion of Tsushima Island. What makes the game truly special is its emotional conflict between honor and survival, forcing players to choose between being a noble samurai or a feared ghost. The combat is fluid, elegant, and deadly, with sword duels that feel like cinematic moments from a samurai film. The open world is filled with stunning landscapes, from golden fields and bamboo forests to snowy mountains and peaceful villages. Every detail is crafted with artistic precision, creating an immersive experience that feels like playing a moving painting. Ghost of Tsushima is not just about fighting, it's about identity, sacrifice, and becoming a legend shaped by your choices. 14. Black Myth, Wukong. Black Myth, Wukong is one of the most visually impressive and highly anticipated action RPGs, inspired by the classic Chinese tale Journey to the West. Developed by Game Science, the game places players in the role of the Destined One, a powerful monkey warrior who wields magical abilities, shape-shifting powers, and legendary combat skills. What immediately stands out is its next-generation graphics, with incredibly detailed environments, realistic lighting, and cinematic boss battles that feel like interactive mythology. The combat is fast, fluid, and deeply challenging, requiring precise timing, dodging, and strategic use of abilities. Every boss encounter feels unique, often turning into massive, multi-phase battles filled with mythological creatures and dramatic transformations. The world is rich with folklore, mystery, and ancient storytelling that blends fantasy with cultural depth. Black Myth, Wukong is not just a game, it feels like a living myth brought to life, delivering an unforgettable experience that pushes the boundaries of modern PC gaming. 13. Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3 is a revolutionary role-playing game that redefines freedom, choice, and storytelling in modern gaming. Developed by Larian Studios and released in 2023, the game is based on the Dungeons & Dragons universe and gives players complete control over how their adventure unfolds. You create your own character, build your party, and explore a massive world filled with deep dialogue, tactical turn-based combat, and endless decision-making possibilities. Every choice matters, whether you solve problems through diplomacy, stealth, or brute force, the world reacts in meaningful ways. What makes Baldur's Gate 3 extraordinary is its attention to detail and branching narrative paths, where even small decisions can completely change the outcome of your journey. The characters are rich, emotional, and fully voice-acted, making every interaction feel alive and personal. Combined with strategic combat and massive replay value, Baldur's Gate 3 stands as one of the greatest RPGs ever made, offering a level of freedom and storytelling depth rarely seen in gaming history. 12. God of War. God of War is a powerful blend of emotional storytelling and brutal combat that redefines a legendary franchise for a new generation. Developed by Santa Monica Studio and released on PC, the game follows Kratos, a former Greek god now living in the Norse world, as he embarks on a journey with his son Atreus to spread the ashes of his wife from the highest peak. What makes the game unforgettable is its emotional depth, exploring the relationship between a father and son while dealing with themes of grief, responsibility, and redemption. The combat is heavy, impactful, and deeply satisfying, centered around the iconic Leviathan axe that can be thrown and recalled with precision. The world is beautifully designed, filled with mythological creatures, hidden secrets, and breathtaking landscapes inspired by Norse mythology. Every moment feels cinematic, from quiet emotional scenes to intense boss battles. God of War is not just an action game, it is a deeply human story wrapped in the body of a mythological epic. 11. Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice is a brutally challenging action game that rewards precision, patience, and mastery over reckless aggression. Developed by From Software and released in 2019, the game places you in the role of a shinobi known as Wolf, who is sworn to protect his young lord in a war-torn version of feudal Japan filled with powerful enemies and supernatural beings. Unlike traditional RPGs, Sekiro focuses on skill-based combat centered around timing, parrying, and posture breaking, where every duel feels like a deadly sword dance. There are no shortcuts, only practice and perfection lead to victory. The game's stealth mechanics add another layer of strategy, allowing players to approach encounters in multiple ways. Its world is dark, atmospheric, and deeply connected to Japanese mythology and history. Every boss fight is memorable, often requiring dozens of attempts before success, but each victory feels incredibly rewarding. Sekiro is not just about difficulty, it's about discipline, focus, and the satisfaction of overcoming impossible odds through pure skill. 10. Grand Theft Auto 5. Grand Theft Auto 5 is one of the most iconic and influential open-world games ever created, developed by Rockstar Games and released in 2013, yet still dominating PC gaming even years later. The game takes place in the massive city of Los Santos, a fictional version of Los Angeles, where players follow the interconnected stories of three very different characters, Michael, Franklin, and Trevor. What makes GTA 5 special is its incredible freedom. Players can switch between characters at any time and experience their unique lives, missions, and chaos. The world is alive with detail, from busy streets and beaches to deserts and mountains, all filled with activities, side missions, and secrets. The story combines crime, betrayal, humor, and action in a cinematic way that feels like a Hollywood blockbuster. On top of that, GTA Online extends the experience endlessly with heists, races, and multiplayer chaos. GTA 5 is not just a game, it is a living world of freedom, crime, and limitless possibilities that continues to define open-world gaming.